This is real. Oh, God. Welcome back to Lady Babylon. Oh, people, can you hear the joy in my voice? God, it wants to come out. People, it's coming out tonight because this is, oh, people, there are some things that are rare, beautiful realities that express themselves as gifts. And if you don't recognize those gifts, Nemesis will come after you. So remember that next time you're going to bed. Oh, God. People, tonight it is my distinct pleasure to bring you Joe Martinez from Junius. Now, I want to say a few words before Joe comes in. And congregation, we will get to the lovely, lovely soul sucking. But tonight, we're going to save that for the end. And we're going to start instead with the main course. We're going to start instead with the main course. Bring up the first slide. The people, the prophet will bring us, will sing us in, will sing in Joe. Oh, God, people, I just can't hold it. I'm going to start running around screaming in a minute, people. This Bacchic stuff is too much. People, the quote that I want you to burn into your fucking brain. I'm hoping that all these great musicians who can teach themselves through the internet step up and put all that great learning and all that great inspiration into creating new stuff, new songs, the future of music, and at a higher standard than what it is now, says the prophet Hammett. The metal prophet has spoken. Do you know why? Because it's all crap. Because it's all crap. Tonight, I am not bringing you popular music and the machinations of the diseased cerebral cortices of the ladies with the redwoods and the swifties. No, we must purge ourselves. We must purge ourselves. These are the words of the prophet, the Son of God himself. Understand? Oh, God, where did that democracy go? Now, people, if you want to put that up, go ahead. Look at the face of this maniac prophet of the strings. Your stuff, your songwriting and music are crap. Oh, people. Okay. Now, with that set in, I know that may have been uncomfortable. For those of you who enjoyed that, I have a chamber full of chains and whips that you will undoubtedly fall in love with. Oh, God. People, are we ready? Chewy. Those are the words of the prophet. So I'm going to call up Joe now, not right now, Chewy. I want to introduce him this way. People, 100%, 100% truth here, satanic congregation. We have nothing to hide. We have nothing to hide. Right? Oh, God. Okay, he may have an audio issue. We're going to bring him up. But before we do, this is how I met Joe. I met Joe through an email. He sent me an email. I want him to be here for this. Get him up there. Let's see. Oh, he's got to join. Joe, you've got to join. Something happened. Oh, God. People, Joe sent me an email and said, hello, I'm Joe from Junius. And you have inspired an album. And here it is. People, I was completely and thoroughly knocked out of my body. Right? Knocked out of my body. Here is an album directly from the muse. And tonight we have the poet. Poet is not a proper reflection, people. So you saw the words of the prophet. Now, let's bring the songwriting up to a higher level. Let's judge it. Let's put him under the fine hourglass. Oh, yeah. Take off all the clothes and look at it. We have the lyrics. Bring up Joe. We'll see if it works, Joe. We're in and out. Joe, welcome to Lady Babylon.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well. This is the greatest moment. Oh my God. I'm so happy to finally meet you face to face. It's a huge privilege for the congregation to have you here with us tonight. So I'm going to get to the serious questions
Yeah.
right away. All of the things that, somebody from our perspective, and this is for Satanic Congregation. I just want to say, Joe, what an incredible delight it is to be able to do this. So, thank you for listening to her. Right? So, people, I wanted to make sure you knew that Joe did not write this album consulting me. He was finished and produced with it and was putting together the finals and sent it to me and blew my brain out. It took me a week. It took me a week to catch up mentally with what was happening. And then I got serious and I said, this is real. This is absolutely real. So, Joe, I want to put your lyrics up. We're going to look at the song tonight. On So Terra, the she savior. Oh, God, people. And it's even something you might not know about. The title is The Reason There Is No I There is because it is Dorian. And we are talking to you from the volcanic island where Medea gave her Dorian oracles. Ah, God. Ow. It's gorgeous. Let's look. I'm sorry. I'm so excited. Joe, you got to chime in here, and I got to go take some kind of depressant or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we were working on an album before this, and it was a little more not as heavy, and kind of exploring things. We were kind of we had three new members in the band, so we were taking weekends, doing these Connecticut trips into the studio to like kind of just write together and jam out and just understand each other. And so we came up with some ideas, and they were really good and was really feeling it. And but I didn't have a focus, and normally all our albums have some sort of concept. And and so I was kind of, you know, I was wandering around just not knowing what this was going to be. And we um we got about three tracks that we were like album worthy and some other ideas. And then I um came across the interview, your first interview with Danny Jones. And then I was just blown away and obsessed. And took like probably 6 months after that, just, or maybe I don't know how many months, but it was a while of just watching everything. I watched all the videos on Lady Babylon. I found every interview I could find. I could just honestly just to really to see if this was a real thing. Like it, I was just so beyond belief to me. And after all that, I was like, this is incredible, and it kind of changed me. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know if I can write it about anything else right now. I have to just write about this. And so we kind of, you know, put those other songs to the side. And I was like, and I had a whole idea. As soon as it was funny, I never even thought about writing about this. I was just obsessed with the interviews and listening to you speak and the translations. And I had no inkling that this was going to be an album. And then all of a sudden, like an idiot, I was like, wait a minute, I've been wandering around thinking, looking for something to write about, and it's right here. And I was like, okay, well, that was the, and as soon as it hit, I just flooded. I was like, oh, here we go. And all of a sudden, music started coming. I had ideas. I was like, I had some older ideas from a long time ago that I'm like, that's, I've been sitting on this thing for like 15 years and I had nothing to do. I was like, I'm never going to use it until this it came into my head. And so we started rewriting and rewrote the whole album. Um probably I don't know how far after that Danny Jones album, but pretty much, or the Danny Jones interview. And then yeah, we just rewrote it, and and so I just started writing songs and just started coming, and yeah, and really just it happened pretty quick. I mean, it's a long, obviously it was long because we between albums, but we were busy with life and stuff. So really, but actual songwriting for Sotera um happened pretty quick. Very inspiring. So yeah, so as soon as that happened, we started to flow,
Can
and
I
my
just
pro
say, Joke? I'm
yeah, yeah,
sorry
go
to
ahead. Yeah,
interrupt.
yeah,
I'm
yeah, go
sorry
ahead.
to interrupt. Can I
No.
just say, now do you understand, congregation, how blown my mind was? Because I didn't see this coming, right? I didn't see it coming. And to have some poet march in with musicians that were, as soon as I listened, he said, "Here's the album. You can listen to it if you'd like to." And I was completely through the first half of the very first song, I was completely flummoxed. I was flabbergasted. It was reality coming through this beauty, and I'm completely I'm completely overwhelmed, Joe. I just want to tell you that that's the effect of your music, and it's not only Almond that's getting overwhelmed. So, Joe, keep going with. Okay, now you've got the things going. Now what happens?
So, I mean, I guess a little background. So when I write music, because I think you were asking me in an email about it, and I was, and the process is, um, the way I write is I generally do. I start out with generally like a chord, kind of singer songwriter, like chord progression, humming melodies, kind of have exploring things that move me. I don't. I generally don't start with lyrics ever. Actually, lyrics are the last thing I think about. I know but the problem is it bookends. So it's like um the intention is there, so I have to have a focus, and then I worry about the lyrics and everything kind of towards the end, because I want to keep the music is where it becomes the music is the most important thing to me. So if I don't want to limit that, and I still some people who can do that. I think it's impressive when people write out lyrics and then they can shape a song and shape the music around that. I think it's incredible. I can't do that. So for me, chord progressions are everything. A riff, and then a chord progression, something along those lines starts it out. And if I find like I call it like trying to find the soul of a song, and if I find it and it fits, because sometimes I write something and I'm like, this is great, but it has nothing to do with like Sotera. So wouldn't I would put it aside and maybe save it for later. But for this, I was just like, I knew immediately this works, this works, this works, this works, this works. It was like down, I had it. I started writing chord progressions for this. I wrote the riffs for, Summoner that came, and then the Oracle, and it just kind of just those riffs just started flowing, and then I would just build, and I start building these songs, I don't stick to structure like hardcore, because I know structure will change with a band. So I basically will write like I'll write chord progress, like the chord progression for choruses and verses, and your basic song structure. And sometimes it flows and I have the whole arrangement done. So Terror was I did a lot. I had a lot of that done, um but the unique thing before, it was just me and my drummer. For the last album, we wrote everything, and I wrote everything at home and sent it to him, and he wrote his drum parts at his house. So we actually lived in two different states. But for this album, we all live within an hour of each other. So it kind of flowed a little faster. So I'd have this inspiration, I'd have the song, I'd have the rough, verse, chorus, verse, bridge kind of thing going, and then we'd bring it into the room, and then we'd be able to just play it. I'd email them the parts, because I write everything knowing that not everything's gonna that I write, it's going to change or it needs to move around. So I send them a rough idea. So when we get into the room, we don't waste any time. So we have something that we all can play. And so we get in the room, we start playing the thing I wrote, and then we played a bunch. We just keep playing and keep playing. And then Dana's really good at arrangement. So, and he's a drummer, so it's kind of a natural thing for him to know what the flow of things. He feels it, you know. So then we just do that, and then essentially this process happened pretty quick because I had a lot of the songs came to me fast, and then we could go and the same week try them out and try out the new idea and then decide if it works, and if it doesn't work, move on. But almost everything worked, and so we got in there and I got back to the house and I record everything so I can listen to it and see. I'm like, okay, and then I'll adjust the demos I have based on what we did in the room. I'll try to record Dana's drums so I can put those back in the demos, and then we just kind of build it from there. And it's a faster process that way. So the album happened pretty quick because we were so close to each other. And then after that process, once I have the lay of the land, like basically I do about 40 to 45 minutes worth of music that I feel like takes you on a journey. That's the other thing. Like obviously you can front load it and have just the wall heaviness. And I don't like those kind of, and then I like you to go somewhere. I like dips and the roller coaster ride of an album. So once I feel like I have that song and it's roughly around 40 minutes, then I'm like, all right, now let's go. Let's start work. I have to work on the vocals, which is basically a whole nother album. So now I'm like, all right. And while I'm writing, no chorus, no verse, nothing will ever. I'm always thinking about melody. Melody is the most important thing to me. Is like progressions and melodies are like everything. I think I think lyrics are incredible, but for me, that's the thing that like moves me, and I feel that that's comes from somewhere else. And then when that so as we're moving on to the lyric the vocal part, which is the pain, but as I'm writing I am humming things, so I do have roughs of like this is the melody I really think moves, and I know what the song's about. Like I know this is going to be about, you know, initiatrix is going to be a kind of a seductive kind of thing, but calling her wanting, like there's a wanting there, and so I have an idea, and then we and then I kind of go in my hole for a while, and the guys don't, they don't know what's going on for a while, and my process with vocals is I've listened to Amen so much that that I wasn't too worried. Like I get pretty obsessed. Like when I say I've listening to everything, and so I know it's in there. And I have a thing where if you um if you relax your conscious self and let your and subconscious do what it does, it will work it out for you. And you can call that whatever. I say subconscious, but it could be the muse. I mean, whatever it is working without you even knowing it. So lyrics just came, like for the album, the lyrics came pretty quick, and I just did it, and I kind of do it. I don't smoke weed really, but I do drink, and that kind of helps dull, like I'll get into I'll dull my senses a little bit so I don't get my own way. And then I start recording vocals, and I just start recording, and I sing them. And then obviously there's some, you have drafts and stuff like that, and you kind of rework it. But most of the lyrics, I got to be honest, they just kind of happened, and they were the right ones the first time around, which was pretty. It happens. It happens. It happens to me all. Not all the time, but that does happen. But not as much as this. This was a little weird, and so it came through. It happened, and then really, I think Lucifera and Scythian were the only ones I really were like, I need to nail this because there's a story here, and so I wanted to work. And those are kind of the hard ones for me. But everything else kind of flowed eerily quick.
That's funny because Lucifera and Scythian are my favorites, and Chewy's too. And that's a perfect chance for us to jump into the lyrics that I want to put up against the prophets. Words of, hey, you're producing crap, people. No, it's right here. It's the second slide. Yep, there you go. People, go up to the top there, Chewy, and this is Lucifera. Let's see the title at the top, please. And I want us to actually look at the lyrics and kind of analyze them like they would 1,000 years from now when they're saying, well, what artists influence the new enlightenment? When they tried all the pedos and set things straight about not killing children. What started that enlightenment? Well, there's this work called Lucifera, and it says, darkness is grown from the hearts of men. They roam and raid. That's a pretty dark picture, isn't it? Then what do? They drain the sage. They'll drink her down, then stumble to their grave. Stop it right there. People, can you smell that Poe-esque perfume that is permeating this work? You're going to get this. I want to ask you this question, Joe. Why is it that I feel Edgar Allan Poe when I'm reading your lyrics?
I don't know. I mean, we talked about that. He was down so the town I lived in, that we always had these. It's an old town, and he would visit his, I don't know, I think it was his mistress there, and so there's always stories of him wandering, drunk through the streets, causing, chaos. And so I don't know if that, and that was down the street from, not where it was down the street for me. And so, like, maybe that was them. There could be something there. I don't know.
I wanna know the dark setting that you have set. Watch, people, what happens. Lyrics again. Chewy, watch what happens, people. So this is macabre. It's already a little bit macabre because look, what was just said about all humanity? It's not very bright, right? They're a bunch of lace-style roaming around raiding shit. She fueled the pyres in a lightless age, a spirit cast by flood and flame. She sourced the source. We satiate. Oh, God. People, who is this that we're raising? That's what I want to ask you. Who is it that Joe, through his poetry and his group, is raising? And I'm gonna propose to you that, for whatever reason, maybe it's just because Poe and Joe are in the same frequency, right? And they both have the muse. Maybe that's what it is that you're seeing manifest itself. But even in the people who have been giving you reviews, Joe, even in those people who have been giving you reviews.
I'll be back.
Oh,
I'll be back. I lost
good.
you.
Okay. In the reviews here, put up one of the reviews while he's out, because I want him to read this when he gets back. Right there. Let's start with that one.
I'm back.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so people, look at, before we continue the lyrics and kind of celebrating, and I want congregation to be able to talk about it. Look what this reviewer says here. So Tara unfolds like a ritualistic energy transfer. You see what I'm saying, Joe, when I say it's got this Poe smell to it? There's something kinetic, like crackling through the atmosphere of your lyrics. I think that's what's being recognized here. The opening songs, Disciple and Oracle, are characterized by radiant singing atop a swirling undercurrent of guitars, which periodically take on a harsher edge. But as the album advances, most of its melodic power transitions from vocals to guitars. Okay, I don't want to read about Servant because that's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not here for that, right? I'm I'm here for the. Okay, Joe. What I'm asking you is, look, in the process of, in the
Play with me
process,
again.
in the
I don't know what's going
process
on.
of.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
did you? Okay.
One more
He
time.
he keeps. It's the ghost. Oh God, the demons. It's those Taylor Swifty fuckers. Blow them up. We have one right there. Show them that. Blow them up. People, every time we get interrupted, a Swifty loses her sense of being. Poof. Right, people, you had it coming. Bring him back up. Right, bring him back up, Joe. We just
I
blew
don't
up.
know what's going on. My sound keeps cutting out.
I think you've been
That's
cursed
bizarre.
by.
I don't know what to do.
You've been cursed by the Swifties. Oh
What's going
God,
on?
you've been cursed by the
Sorry.
Swifties. Chewy, why don't we? Oh yeah, let's play the video, people, while Joe is coming in and out. Let's blow up Swifty when we're done too. Go ahead, Satanic Congregation, get your questions ready for Joe. I want you to be able to ask Joe questions, Satanic Congregation. So get your questions ready. When I tell you, start throwing them up. We'll pick some. Right? Joe, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. It might cut out. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, we'll see what we can do. But it's been great to have you here so far. Chewy made a video, Joe, and with Lucifera, and it means a lot to her to be able to show you. So hit it, Chewy. Let's see.
Darkness is grown in the hearts of men. They roam and rage, then drain the sage. They'll drink her down, then stumble to their grave. In a lightless age, a spirit cast by flood and flame. She soars the source we satiate. a seed of truth will swallow us whole. It's time to drown in her love.
Oh man, I lost you again. Hold on, I gotta reset. Sorry.
Am I mute? What?
I don't know why it does that, but my audio just keeps cutting out.
It's the curse of the Tay-Tay. I will zap one. I will zap them one for you. Now, Joe, let us know what you think
Oh,
about.
that was awesome. Yeah, Chewy, that was great. I mean, it's so incredible, like what you can do with AI, and yeah, it's so cool. I mean, it's so funny because you can, in my head, but writing like the shorelines part, or that's kind of what you see. Like in my head, I'm seeing these things, but you can actually just put them up. I mean, how long does that take? I've used it a little bit. I'm not a pro, but how long would something like that take to make?
Chewy said a long time.
Yeah, it must be. It has to be. Because I've done like a little snippets of it, like 3 seconds, and it still takes a while. Yeah.
You know, it's she's oftentimes talking about the fact that you have to teach the AI what it's looking at. So if you want it to appear, if you want somebody to appear to be sucking something, then you got to include a meal or something. There's got to be something for it to, in order for you to fly around any sort of parameters, because it's like having a guitar that somebody has put a lock on 3 of the strings or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But thank you, Chewy, for doing that.
Yes, thanks, Chewy. That's so cool, man. I love it.
Joe, I wanted to say there are some themes and motifs that are going throughout the song that you hit. Put up the lyrics again for Lucifera, put it down. And this part right here, particularly to me, if I am a student, we are the ones, we own the dawn, right? We are unrest. And it's a little bit of a contrast there. All of my mind was in peaceful dawn, but I realized that we are that unrest. It's that spirit. It's almost a Bacchic spirit that you've infused, and you're giving people directions. Hold on, hold out. So much so that through this song, you progress to where you get to Scythian being perfectly loaded to be kind of the instructions of the people, what to do. I guess my question here is this a religious experience that you're talking about?
I think there's a I what you describe and what you translate and what you show us, it really like gets my brain working. I know it gets a lot of uh Lady Babylon people working. I mean, it's incredible. So you hear it and then I just run with it. Like there's nothing I can't not think. I think of it all the time. Like it's just it kind of just becomes part of you. And so yeah, in that way where you're changed from it. Yeah, I mean, a religious I don't know. I've never had a real religious experience except for music. So and music was is an obsession. I can't I haven't stopped. I've been doing this my most of my life and I can see this information becoming the same part of my life. It's going to be part of me. So and I think and then with it, you see it. If anything, the juxtaposition against what's happening now is even it makes it even more intense because you see where we're at um, in the world, and and how tragic it is, and that's kind of Lucifera's. It's tragic, it's sad, and I wanted it to be empowering, but also there's sadness there, and and I think the album, most of the songs are very much um, optimistic, bringing her back, trying to bring her back,
Yeah.
and then I think Lucifer is a sad one. Scythian is a kind of a way an
Hang
exciting.
on, Joe. You
Go ahead.
say she brings the storm a couple of times in the
Yeah,
album.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
you talk about this in Lucifera. You coupled it with this kind of really haunting, these voices and this kind
Yeah,
of dark gloom that's
yeah,
the spirits are foreboding. Well,
yeah.
that's in there, and at the same time, it's almost like we're standing in the dark and
Right.
we're waiting for the dawn, and have this darkness around you. Were you aware when you were lyricizing? Were you aware that you're making those contrasts? Is that what you're talking about with like harmony? Is that how you're?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, basically, I for Lucifera and Scythian, both I feel like they're more stories. So I wanted to start out with how the darkness. Obviously, we see around us. The darkness in the hearts of men, and I kind of wanted it to flow into something more optimistic, but still sad because it's we've been obviously we've we've put down women for so long that like I don't think we truly understand as and I just as a society in general that we've just harmed ourselves for so long and we're so used to it and we're so just hurt and we don't understand what's wrong. And for me there's a tragedy, so whether it's I put it in one, whether it's in Medea or whoever, but I feel like that song was just representing women to me in general. And so I felt that that was that was yeah, it was just it kind of I wanted it to turn optimistic. My whole thing is I always there has to it's dark and it's dark and it's dark, but it has to always have some light in it, no matter what. Even though very rarely I write something that's just like you know doom and gloom, but there always has to be light there, and I think that is where the chorus comes in, and I feel like I'm stating the obvious, but I'm also saying it's empowering. Like there's nothing that can't be changed because we are the thing. Like we all are. Like we're all part of this world, and for whatever reason, half of this world we want to bury and not want them to be a part. And I've never understood that. And so yeah, so I think I really love that song. That was a really when Lucifer came to me, that came to me really quick. Like the music was like literally within, I would say, 15 minutes. I had pretty much most of the song written. It's not a overly complicated song, but like I had I had it, and I was like, I think that's it. And I was like, and I pretty much brought it to the guys, and I don't think we changed anything. I think it's pretty much what I brought them. And I mean, they added some flourishes guitar wise, but and then the lyrics were the hard part because I knew what I wanted to do, and it was, yeah, and that was that balance, and that was the hard part, was trying to find out, you know, the darkness, but still be optimistic. Because my honestly, when you go down there, oh, writing these lyrics and then going dark, and it was just like really depressing, just thinking about like using just the sadness and the amount of horrific things we've done to women. It's like, holy crap. And so you just that weight. I was like, no, I can't get, I don't want to drown in that. Um, so yeah, I had to have some sort of a little bit of empowerment in there um, to give hope. But yeah, yeah, Lucifer was a tough one. It was a heavy one, I should say.
You just described inspiration in so many words, and to watch it happen, and when it happens, why is it always that way? It's just easy. It just slides out. Like,
Yeah,
this is how it's. You're not trying. You're not forcing it. It's just,
right.
here comes the voice.
Yeah, if anything, it's too much. Sometimes you get too much stuff coming at you. So, like for Lucifer, I had so many lyrics. Like if you see the lyric, I had so much, and so I'm like, but now I have to like pare it down because I only have whatever 4 minutes or a 5 minute song, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have to pare it down, and then now I have all these lines that I'm like, I love that line, I love that line, I love that line. But you're like, well, what's going to get to the heart of it? And so you have to just like really start eliminating. I mean, that's main. If anybody's write songs, they know the hardest part is, Orion likes to say it's like it's killing your babies. You just you create this thing, and then you have to like, nope, you got to cut it. It's gone. And I know you're awesome and you were great, and I think you're powerful, but the bigger picture, you got to step back and you got to see the bigger picture of what's the overarching thing, and that thing doesn't fit. If anything, it might relate to some Scythian thing, some Scythian mentality of creating, getting rid of things. But whatever, you can get dark with it. But like there is an art to everything like that. There is a editing. Their art is in the editing. So like, yeah, you learn that pretty. You'll learn that pretty quick. If you want to become a really good songwriter or a decent songwriter, you don't have to be really good. You just be a decent songwriter. You just have to know how to. You have to learn to. You just have to let the good stuff go sometimes. Some of the things that you really love, and you just got to step away. And sometimes the best way to do that is just wait. Wait, like
Put me in.
wait a couple days, and then listen to it again, and then um you'll sometimes you'll know. Weirdly enough, sometimes I'll put a song and I'll put it on my phone and stick it in the other room and shut the door and listen to it because it's weird. Then I hear it and I'm like, hey, that doesn't. I like that, but for whatever reason, in this bizarre scenario where I'm hearing it in another room, echoing through the hallway, that part really bothers me and it doesn't fit, and so I'll do it. So there's a lot of weird stuff. I mean, I do all sorts of weird stuff to try to get there, but um but
It's amazing to hear from the poet's mouth exactly how the process works. Look, Joe, people call you, or they talk about Junius and they talk about your style. For those of us who just kind of are here as students, can you tell me what shoegaze is and how the critics are looking at your style? Where are they placing you on that?
okay, so with all that stuff, so I think the shoegaze is popular right now. It's having a resurgence with I don't know what it is, if it's TikTok that's bringing it back, I don't know, but there is a resurgence. So a lot of the bands, the shoegaze bands that we've that came out in the mid 2000s, like 2005 or whatever, are kind of blowing up again. And shoegaze is it's like My Bloody Valentine. It's like one of my favorite bands, and um, Slow Dive and Ride, and you just name it. For me, there's a My Bloody Valentine's it for me. That's the one I always try to include some sort of My Bloody Valentine uh, vibe. It was somewhere on the record, if not on every song, if I could. But um, yeah, it's shoegaze is it's just it was a derogatory term in the '90s about these like bands that would stare at their shoes and play and be kind of, you know, a wall of sound. It was kind of like a wall of sound, and it was it's I think is a British. It was started as a British term, so I don't know. I mean,
So
I
would you,
don't
is
know
it,
the whole origins, but if you're into bands like, My Bloody Valentine, Slow Dive, right? I mean, there's other bands out there that are, um, you know, descendants of that, like Alcest or you name it. They include those kind of elements. So
so
right
there is an
now, yeah,
influence
we
there?
have it. We've always had it. There, it's there in every album. I wouldn't say we're like a total shoegaze band at all, but that's an influence. So it's gonna peek its head out. So it's there for sure.
So it's, you can
Oh, I
say,
lost you again.
oh,
Sorry.
okay, yeah, re-up
You
yourself.
can hear me though.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Oh no, that stinks. I can't hear you. I'm gonna reset. Sorry.
We'll kill a Swifty. Go ahead. Go. Show it. Show the killer. The death of the Swifty for the people. People, this is what happens when you lose it entirely. Judgment. Judgment comes, little Swifty. Boom! Right into a giant heart. You know what you can do with that dust? You can. Oh, sorry. Joe's back.
I'm back. Sorry.
Joe, the critics will, or the people who are reviewing it, studying it, they'll use a term like shoegaze and whatnot. But is that basically indicating your influences? Like, are there certain
Yeah.
artists that you pull, just like any author from antiquity?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's like the way you can pick out different types of writing styles that you're like, oh, I actually think this person wrote that, not.
Exactly.
It's
So
the
who are
same
your
thing.
influences?
So influences, I mean, it's so many. But I would say on Junius that started. There's some bands like My Bloody Valentine. There's a band called Bedhead influenced me growing up. It's actually, which is funny enough, they're kind of a early '90s slow core band. I don't know what you want to call it, but I guess they'd be early post rock, whatever. These are all names that are silly, but they were a big influence growing up. And then probably then there was a band called Failure that really kind of changed everything for me, because they did like this album called Fantastic Planet, and it was like an amazing concept album, and I think it's one of the greatest albums ever written. So that was a big one that changed me a lot. And then Hum, Downward is Heavenward was a big one. That one was another like vibes, so many vibes. And then and the guitar work on that, Downward is Heavenward, was an incredible album. And I think as I'm trying to think, and obviously vocally, I'm I'm an '80s '90s kid, so I had a lot of, obviously The Cure, Depeche Mode, you name, the Smiths. I was into all of that. Half Full of Hollow was one of the, early early records I got. And then I'm trying to think. I mean, I think vocally it's different. So like I'd say that's more '80s, and then I would say my musically is definitely like a little more '90s. There's the shoegaze, My Bloody Valentine, The Failures. I Deftones for sure. Deftones came after, so I was already into Failure, and then I heard Deftones, and I was like, okay, well these guys are on the same. They listen to the same stuff that I was listening to, so I immediately loved them. And then Sunny Day Real Estate. I mean, yeah, I could go on. There's so many bands I could go on. But Dano, drum wise, he's in a band called Hot Water Music, and he was really. I actually showed him Deftones because of the drums were incredible, and so he was really blown away by that. But yeah, Dana has that. I'm wondering if I can hear you. Can you
Can
say
I-
some- Okay, there you go. All right.
Can I just say that the drums in Scythian are, I mean, it's just to die for.
Yeah.
It's, the Bacchic spirit. And say a little something about Dana. Just I know that
Yeah.
he's been there with you
Yeah, I've known
the whole
Dana.
time.
I've known he was the first. So when I started out, I dropped out of college and moved to Boston, and I started a band, and I basically would put flyers up everywhere looking for a band while I was working some shitty retail job. And so I put flyers up, and I had like basically what I told you. I just said I had that on a flyer, 5 bands, My Bloody Valentine, you know, Failure or whatever, Sunny Real Estate. I had all those right there, and there was this really obnoxious flyer that was like bright yellow, and it listed every band you could think of. It was just full of letters, and I just put it next to it, and I put it next to it all over Boston. I was like, who is this dude? I just like he doesn't know what he wants to be in. I can't be in a band with that guy. So I get called to like come try out for a band, and then it was a guy, and he wanted a lead guitar player, so I tried out, and he liked me and whatever, and so I joined this little 3 piece, and it was Dana, and Dana. I was talking to Dana when the other guy was not around, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I flyered everywhere. I was just looking for a band, and I just put my flyer up." And was like, "Oh, me too. What was your flyer?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, it was bright yellow, and everyone to catch, catch everyone's attention." And and I put all my, it was all punk bands and stuff like that. And so it was so funny. We were literally flyering all over Boston, not calling each other because we did not. He didn't know any of the bands I had. I didn't know any of the bands he had. But then once we were in the room together, I was like, "Oh yeah, no, this is," and then we hang out, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, well, I guess this is gonna be my drummer." Like there was no issue. Really, we had to get rid of the other guy. So I wrote a song, and he liked my song better, and we kind of just started our own thing, and that was, 26 years ago. That was a long time ago. We were so.
Is there band chemistry with
Mhm.
like when you and Dana come together? Was there you knew right away that
Yeah,
this was a match made in heaven? Is there
yeah.
some kind of chemistry thing going on there?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, do you just when you get into a room with somebody that I think he was just a great drummer. He was a wild drummer. He was like now Dana's a machine. Like he's a robot. He can play perfect. But there he had more express, and I really enjoyed the expressive part of Dana and his drumming. It was just he felt it. He lit it, and it connected, and I connected with him. But ultimately, it's just there's just you'll meet him, and when you do, you'll get it. Like Dana's a very loved guy because he's just a very kind person. So when we hang out, it was just hanging out with like a brother, family member. It was easy, and we just literally just it was like that. And I moved. He moved me once we were like we're gonna be in a band together. He moved me out of uh whatever where I was living in not in a great area, and so he moved me out, and I lived in a room with him, tiny room. I was sleeping on a couch. He was on a bed. I could literally reach over and we could hold hands. That's how close we were. And that's where we started demoing, and we lived in that room because I was broke, working in Boston, um, making no money, and we just started rehearsing and practicing and trying to get right and figure out who we were, what we were going to be, and it took a while, but we spent a lot of time together, and eventually I got my own room. But honestly, we were living in the same room for probably a year, and yeah, so that bond kind of happened, and once that happened, everything else kind of falls into place because that's the thing. I knew I could do everything. I just can't play drums, and I needed somebody who was inspired, and it's hard to find inspired and good work ethic, inspired, and a good hang. Those are like all you need. That's it. If you can find somebody with like kind of those characteristics, you're good. I mean, you have to have ambition. You have to want to do this. It's not easy. So,
So you and Dana are the core. You're
yeah.
the core of Junius, and now you've attracted three talents: Matthew,
Yeah.
Orion, and Owen. Tell me how that or how that works out. Tell me about that chemistry now.
Yeah. So Orion, I've known. Funny enough, I won't tell the full story, but Orion was playing in the basement, and I heard him. I heard his band, and this is when I was with Dana. I was living with Dana across. I had my own room at this point, and he was playing downstairs because we have house shows all the time, and we'd have bands from all over the world come play our house. It was just like on the there's like a anyway, it's a whole uh, underground house show circuit, and we were one of the main houses in Boston, and so they would play. They were playing downstairs. And I went down and met him because I was like, "Their band's good," and we started hanging out. And I think Orion was like, I want to say he was like 18. I don't know. He was a teenager, and so he didn't join our band or anything, but he was in a band that then we started playing with. So we had our group. We had like a handful of bands that kind of played Boston and started touring regionally, and so he was one of them. So I've known Orion forever too, and then so when he moved closer to us, he moved up to Boston. I was like, hey, we need a bass player, and so he's like, hell yeah. So he joined. That was easy. I mean, I've known him forever, so that was no big deal. Um, and then Owen was through Dana's work. And so Dana was like, there's this young kid that was like really, he's in a band and plays music. And Dana was like, he liked him. And that was the thing. If you don't, it's really more personality than anything. And it just happens that Owen's a really good guitar player. So he like sent me a demo of him playing guitar. Or just him playing guitar literally on a break from work. And I was like, hey, he looks like he can play really well. So hey, let's have him come in. And he came in and fit right in. And then I think he recommended Matt, and because his played with Matt. Matt's been in bands around Boston and the area for a long time. And it's Boston's kind of close, so I think there's other connections there. But yeah, so Matt joined, and everyone just got along. I mean, honestly, you'll see. I mean, everyone's very chill, and we just want to laugh and hang out and play music, um, and I think we all have a really good work ethic. I think that's the other thing too. We're all hard workers, and we want to get things done, and that's a big one.
You have to maintain a professional approach, don't you? You have to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is
Like,
not.
it can go off the rails. Look, and don't get me wrong. Like, we've been friends with bands who are chaos and chaotic, and their live shows are incredible, and they can bring people, and do well, but they don't generally last that long because it's the chaos. I mean, obviously we all know about the bigger bands that have the conflicts and stuff, but really at the level of starting out, if you can't just like, if you can't get along, you're not going to make it you're not going to last. And so luckily you just, you got to find people you connect with,
So no douches in the group,
yeah,
right?
That's no douche policy, 100%.
Excellent. Okay, I'm gonna come into your presences then, very humbly. You know that, Joe. You know I'm gonna come in with a tremendous amount of respect because, and that's one of the things that I told you before, that I don't want to interfere in the artistry of what you're doing. I don't want to take something that's 100% and knock it down to 98. I don't want to do that. You've got perfection. The first time I listened to the entire album, I said, "This is glorious perfection," and make like a physician and do no harm. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm coming as a witness and as a student of your band, and I'm going to be documenting it up here and along with Chewy on live episodes and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating to me. And I've been given a golden ticket. I feel like that Charlie kid. I've been given a golden ticket. And so I want you to know, and the entire band to know, that I come to you with the utmost humility and respect and just a little bit of fear for the size of Dana's feet. So
you should fear them. Yeah, they're no joke. He's and everyone. So some people commented he plays. He doesn't have a double kick. So for drummers, he does it. It's all 1 foot. He can do double with 1 foot. So he's like he has a he has a monster foot. So yeah, I would fear those feet 100%. So yeah.
He's a Hercules, man. I mean, he actually looks right there in this. He looks like the statues of Hercules that I've seen
Yeah.
in Greece.
Yeah,
So
it'd be funny.
you-
Dana would do this thing where you don't realize how strong he is, and so, well, I mean, you can see it, but you don't realize it. And he literally used to pick up our old bass player and like just pick him up and like do like pull. Yeah, it's great. Like deadlift him easy. Like no, he's just like one of those guys that just has very very strong. So yeah, he is Herculean for sure.
Once I get there, please tell me what I need to do to get on his good side right from the start.
Oh, you're on his good side. You're fine. The problem with Dana is, here's the thing. He's a good backup. So like, we've been in some scuffles on the road. We've had some, not too many fights, but we've had to have some. There's some been Berlin bar fights, and like he's the guy you want behind you. But the problem is, for intimidating factors, he's like so intimidating until I always say like, dude, you can't smile. As soon as you smile, it's over. No one takes you seriously. It's done. But if he doesn't smile, he's there, and like, and he can. I wouldn't mess with him for 100%. I wouldn't mess with Dana. He knows Krav Maga and the whole thing. So not only is he big, he can snap your neck. And then and so yeah. So he's definitely one of those dudes. But as soon as he smiles, it's like it's over. He's just a big teddy bear.
Oh, please, I want to sit at your feet. I want to become the samurai that you if there are fights, that's oh God. I'm ready. I'm here. No, I'm ready. Just send me out. Tell me. Go. I'll just go crazy. Right? Yeah. And I'll have my makeup on.
Those are our younger days too. So I don't know how we do anymore. I mean, that was definitely a longer time ago when we would and trust me, we weren't getting in fights a lot. There was just a couple times where we had to like take care of something, and then and that was it. That was it. And trust me, I'm the first one in, knowing Dana's right behind me. Just so you know, like that's how our band works. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm gonna go take care of this. And I just look back and make sure Dana's right behind me. He's like, okay, I'm gonna be fine. So,
I will earn Junius's respect by being the first one in. This time, if there's something, I'm going to be waiting for it. So I hope that I earn your respect. There's a certain punk punishment I have to take too. So tell the guys I don't mind if they kick me around a little bit. I need some, you know what I mean?
Hey, if you want to roll around with Orion's my high belt and jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. So if you want to roll around, same with Dana. So if they'll toss you around like a rag doll. You just let them know. They'll do it. They have no problem.
Oh, awesome. This is going to be awesome. Joe, a lot of the people or several of the people are asking about your marital status. I suppose you get that all the time, and it's something personal you don't want to talk about. But
oh yeah, I'm a married dude with kids. Yeah. There's those. I know. Sorry.
No, don't say that. No, we're gonna edit that out. We're gonna edit it out, right? Right. You ladies, you keep knowing the mojo. I want you to look. Put their picture up again, people. If there's one band on the planet that has mojo, it's this one, right, Chewy? That's mojo. People, in 100% honesty, there is a beautiful sincerity to Joe and Junius that just I just can't be grateful enough. And I hope that I can express that with a devotion and a professionalism and a performance and a power that that works that inspiration, that's worthy of that inspiration. Joe, you just really have blown my mind. And when I watched your first video, I just couldn't believe it. I felt like I could die. I felt like this is it. Look, we broke through, and the poet is there. So I want to leave tonight off with something that you want to broadcast to satanic congregation, kind of like, we have you sitting here And what's your wisdom? What's the, give us something that we can take, and cherish. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think my thing is with the album and with Sotera is that I think for me focusing on her to me is like the biggest. It's the it brings the most power to me. I think because I think we can if we can bring her back, I think it cuts the legs off of anybody from the start. And there's nothing you can't we can talk about the Jesus thing, we can talk about anything, but no matter what, if she's back and we know we know Medea's Christing, we know that that word is associated with her well before Jesus. We know that this is a thing that existed and she's the one that just immediately cuts the legs off of any argument. I mean, we can go like I love all the arguments and I love watching everybody. I love the congregation. I'm a lurker, so I'm on the Discord. I'm watching everybody. I love it. I think it's great. I love all the arguments and the banter and the camaraderie, and I think it's beautiful and I think it's amazing and I think it's amazing what Amon's created. And I think as long as the focus is in trying to get her back, trying to bring this idea of not even idea, bring literally just try to bring her back to the world and make that our marching orders are that. I think everything else will fall into place. I think everyone is fascinated with the darkness and the obviously the greed and all the things that are awful, but let's also make sure remember we have the light too, and the light is her. And I think that is I think that's the way we bring this to everyone. So
Yeah. It's true religion, Joe. You've shown me true religion, and I thank you. Absolutely gorgeous. Satanic congregation. Um, it's been our privilege and our honor to host Joe tonight. And I want you to remember this moment because there there is something different happening. And I think Joe's music is going to create some kind of cosmic crack in the dome. And watching people under its influence is going to be my study coming up here late July and early August.
it'll be fun. Hey, and come to the shows, everyone. Come to the
Yeah.
shows. It'll look. This is gonna be a great time because they're gonna be small shows. Junius isn't a big band in America, so like we generally go to Europe instead. So that's where we do better. We do well over there. So here it'll be nice because we'll actually get to we'll get to you'll get to interact more. So
Yeah.
these shows will be fun, but this is the time to go. So I don't know
Yes.
I don't know when we're gonna do this again because we don't really tour America that much. So come out.
Did you hear that, people? And if you do come out, you can whip yours truly all you want. So there's something special. Joe, thank you for coming. I'm totally hyped. Please give all the guys a salute for me and tell them I'm coming with my humility and my fighting spirit with me. And
Can't wait.
Chewy wanted you to know that she'll be sending you the movie very shortly, right? So for
Oh,
you
awesome.
for you to look at that I'll be showing at
Yeah,
the events. So yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
We're totally pumped to have you. We're all excited. We know this is going to be such it's look, tour's always fun. It's just always fun. I mean, there's always ups and downs, but like at the end of the day, like when you're loading up the van and packing up after playing a show, even if it's a bad show, there's still something really satisfying and about finishing. Um, Something that was pure and art. It's just art, and you're getting to show your art to people, and people want to see it, and then you put all your hard work in, and at the end of the day, you pack up and you do it again the next morning, and wake up and start driving. So there's something really nice about it, and I think you'll really enjoy that aspect of it.
okay. And I'm waiting for you to say go. And when you do, I'm going to tear the ass out of anybody within 10 feet.
Okay. All right. Here are tacked on. Here we go.
Joe, thank you so much. Everybody,
thank you.
Chewy's going to play that rendition of Lucifera again, and I'm going to come back in and I'm going to give you some of the hors d'oeuvres that people have been asking me about with respect to what's going on in the YouTubery. So,
Perfect.
Joe, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Go, play the Chewy, play the film. Oh God, people, there's lag in the system, Chewy. Play it on. Satanic Congregation, don't go away. Just go talk to the wind. Grandma, get on the throne. God damn it. It's time. Tonight we're brawlers. I love it. Go.
Darkness is grown in the hearts of men. They roam and rage, then drain the sage. They'll drink her down, then stumble to their grave. her sea of truth will swallow us whole. It's time to drown in her love. We are
All right. Let's get people. I'm telling you, it's the most fortunate thing for me to be able to go with Junius to tour. This will be the most educational. Oh God, this is what I missed, people. This is what I missed. It must be perfect. I must be a total punk. God damn it. I need the edge, people. Can somebody parachute in and beat the crap out of me? Ow! God! I love it. People, I need training. Where's those goddamn martial artists when you need them? Bruno's out there in the field messing around with Turkish women. God damn it. Bruno! Wake up! People, this is driving me crazy. And not in a bad way. Absolutely beautiful. Satanic congregation, did you like Joe? People, come on. Put up, say. We need a poll. How many people think Joe is a sexy poet master? Sexy poet master Joe, question mark? Yes. Right or no? And for those people who are insecure in their sexuality, no is not the answer. I need to get a drink. This is fantastic, people. I'm overwhelmed. Satanic congregation. Joe is poetic. People, there's something romantic. Does Joe bear within him? Does Joe carry the soul of a dead romantic? Poet, capital R, please. Want the romantics, god damn it. Very Byron-esque. I think so, people, don't you? Listen to that. A man who wants, and he consistently says this in the interviews. He consistently says, this is about her. Look, we've worshipped a dude for the last 2,000 years, and what has it gotten us? It's gotten us people who are thieves and liars. That's what it's gotten us. It's gotten us prophets who say, what? Your songwriting sucks. That's why Joe is in the vanguard, right? That's why he's in the vanguard, because he's not sucking. He's doing the opposite. He's bringing you a religious experience. It was for me, people. That's all I can say, right? Scythian is my particular favorite. Yeah. Lucifera is Chewy's favorites. What are people's favorites, by the way? People, there we go. Put up favorites, and then I'm going to feed Gnostic informant to you. It'd be nice. This is going to be good. Yeah. Chewy, you can get one too. People, are they answering the question? Most people like Lucifera. Scythian. Who else? Here. There you go. Crack that open. Oh, yeah. Okay, tell me, people. Chewy, add these up. What are you doing drinking what is this? Oh, 99%. Hey, Joe, guess what? You have the highest fucking score, verifying even the people who come here to hate. Think you're sexy. Dead romantic poet. That's sexy. That's what I should have done. God damn it. When they were handing out the futures, and I was like, God damn it. I should have taken from that bucket of romantic training. Oh, God. I bet Joe has a lot. We need to ask him next time. Just because he's married doesn't mean we can't probe. Right, people? Oracle. Somebody said Oracle still. Yeah, one of the critics said Oracle was overwhelming. Some of the talk about the music is just beautiful. And well done. It looks like professionally it's hitting. You know what I mean? Oh, God. So, people, I want us all to come to Junius. We can wrestle while we're there and reform the punk. Who wants to reform the punk with me? This is Death Punk. Whole album is the best song. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Scythian is the climax. I totally agree. That's brutal. I totally agree. Yeah. Totally agree. And it flows, people. I'm telling you, it's initiation. He just can't tell you that. You know what I mean? There's certain intimate secrets that poets have with their muses. I told you there's certain intimate things. And that's one of them. He's not letting you in. You're being initiated. Isn't that gorgeous? People, who wants to eat stupid? Who wants a giant stupid pizza? Does anybody from Satanic Congregation have an urge for stupid? Oh, God. People, there's artificiality and there's what is genuine. And we are going to look at the genuine tonight. Just briefly, I want to throw up this clip, and we have some gorgeous Greek. We have some, what is the poll, Chewy? How many slices of stupid pizza are you having? Look, Chewy, you became the waitress. Yet, right? At Almond's Satanic Pizzeria. Who wants some stupid? Would you like some extra stupid on that? We may have to have extra stupid. Right, people? Oh, God. Now, Satanic Congregation. Chewy, I want to have a serious... Put LH. I see LH. Get him down from there for now. It's too... You jumped it. You jumped the... Yeah, what do? You don't just jump in and dive and you scare people that way. You know what I mean? Take your time. Finesse. Chewy. Everybody, Satanic Congregation, tell Chewy. Finesse. Little ups and downs, little troughs will make you want the height so much more. Little teasing wouldn't hurt you, would it? Oh, God. Can we go to the... Can we run the tape? People, I told you from the very beginning. Two things. I had somebody ask me this week in an interview. What is it about integrity that's so important? Yeah. And for me, integrity is everything. Devil told me, and I've told you, Satanic Congregation, devil told me. And I'm telling you again. Don't lie. Don't fabricate. Don't make shit up. Don't obfuscate. You must have the clearest of voices, and you must always tell people the exact and permanent and total truth. Do you understand, Amen? And I was like, oh, you know it, Daddy-O. You know what I mean? Because I was in that mood. I didn't realize how important it would be to toe that road. Oh, God. People, have I told you the truth? Have I obfuscated or lied? Because I hear somebody like a jackass, hee-haw, yelling, liar, 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 projecting from the vomitus of the insurrection that began the overthrow of the United States of America. Yes, from that cesspool, a voice and a lie. People, have I lied to you? Let's just get it out in the clear. Have I lied to you? Blow me up so they can see. Oh, God. What have you got going on? People, it's a mystery. It's a mystery at the funding. They just cut off. I got another email just today, people, from the brothel wanting me to go some fucking classes that some asshole who claims to be a classicist that I showed you wasn't. It's going to charge you money. And guess what? Their tour is not going to work this year. Right? How much money will you sell out your brother and sister? Oh, God. It's amazing. Where did I get on that? Let's get back to the material. There is a lie. Absolutely not told by me, people, because the first time I say something incorrect, like not even just lie or obfuscate, but just say something that's incorrect, right? Then I'm fucked. So as your congregational leader, it's my duty to maintain the highest of integrity. Who people want slices of pizza? Look, about half want all. Right, it's not your flavor. Look, we're not hitting the palate tonight of the... How about if we throw in a little bit of insurrection, people? Will that heaten things up? Oh, that's like the chili pepper of the history pizza. Insurrection and stupidity. People, I told you once, when you Christ, you are involving drugs. Christing is a technical term that arises within an industry that is pharmacological. The same people who are manufacturing the pitch that you will use as sealant are the same people who are processing your medicines, your sacramental drugs. And yes, the word plaster is itself pharmacological. People, you don't understand it. Christ comes from the application of a substance that is created by the pharmakeia. That's that large industry. You might call it, what do they call it today? Big pharma. Right? By the way, pharma is a Greek word. Right? Because you English-speaking sons of cracks of fuck don't know what a non-barbarian tongue feels like. You know, they didn't have a word for homosexual in ancient Greek. Oh, God. All that genius, and they didn't see any difference between people having intercourse with the same sex or gender, different gender. Who gives a... What are you talking about, people? They're too busy solving the mysteries of the universe. Okay, what are you doing, Chewie? You're distracting me. Are they watching this too? Oh, God. People, how do you do this? You're going to have to be seated on the throne. Those of you who know that I will bring my throne with me, says the Antichrist. What is LH doing there? Yeah, look, LH, you should report to my office immediately. I've heard some things. I hope that was consensual. Right. People, LH is going to give us the clip. Bring us the meathead that's going on the pizza tonight, the sold pizza. Go. Hit it. Come on, Chewie. It's not funny. People want it. They're hungry. You're just really... Oh, it's going to be Inception. People, who are all these people on the screen? Put me over here. I don't want to be in that place. I want to be over here. Makes it look like they live in my attic or something. Put me up here. This is important, Chewie. Okay. Damn it. It didn't work. Okay. Put me in the basement. I don't care. Okay. There we go. I'm on top. Okay. Now, Chewy, did you find the clip? Play it, please. Yes, it's the one you showed me. Yes, go.
The lexicon. Epichrist, you agreed, means to smear. And in this case, in the pharmaca with Strabo, it means she either, in Strabo, she epichristed the pharmaca.
Good job. So far, that's
Yep.
correct. But
Thank you.
That's not what we're debating here.
Yes, it is. You said nothing about antiquity is true, and I bring up fake sources.
No, I said anything Amen says is all his fault. When he says Christing always
Stop talking about Amen. I'm here for me because you said I bring up fake sources. No.
So you
First of all, people, you have to realize what subtle pleasure there is in watching the guy on the bottom jump up and down with excitement. Don't you love it when the hors d'oeuvres come out hot? I know, people, you had to wait this time. Keep going.
You agree with me that Amen's wrong about Christ.
If he says it's every single time, then that's not accurate. And I've heard him say it's overwhelmingly related to Christ, which we've seen.
Dude, stop. It's to smear anything. Anything.
You can't.
Okay. Fantastic. He's taking a technical word from a discipline and he's trying to tell you it's just in general used this way, which it is not, because it's a technical term that developed out of a very popular industry. And that industry was drug manufacturing. And these drug manufacturing peoples were sophisticated and created their own through Mother Greek, because Mother Greek is, of course, a language that is able to create novelty, not just neologisms. Fuck you, that's two-dimensional. I'm talking about the big boys. Do you understand? Mother Greek is able to create this world. It's the reason you're standing there on a level plane. Do you understand? Oh, God. So, people, 37 years later, as I'm reading the Greek and relishing it and having gone to the level of a PhD, there's no higher fucking degree in my field that I've gotten. There's no higher belt. I cannot earn a higher belt. Do you understand me? And what is my specialty? My specialty is in fact, the medicine, right? In fact, the pharmacology. In fact, the very industries that I am studying and studying the vocabulary that's coming from it, those are what this meathead will say, oh, no, it's not. Look, he's lying to you because you can Christ your boat. Right. The focus is not the modern, what he fails to see, because he's a moron, is that he's using the modern lens to try to perceive the world. You don't do that. You come through the Greek, which you failed, Neil. You failed to the fourth unit. You failed. And if I were to give that thing that you said there with when you were trying to translate, which you weren't, that was terrible. I would expect that you'd be about second week of one of my classes at a regular university, right? Yeah, no, 2 weeks is generous, right? So, people, do you understand why I have told you to trust me? When I'm talking about these Greek sources, I have seen these things. Now, people come into the field, and people, because of Lady Babylon, are going to the universities now in classics. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? And what are those people going to find there? A shit ton of sources and things that I told them would be there. And people come to me all the time. Oh, you were right about XYZ. I know I was right. I wouldn't have fucking said it if I wasn't. I'm telling you, people. Jesus was in a cult that was sexually drugging and abusing kids. Okay? Hebrew never existed. Let me tell you something. I'm just going to give this to Satanic Congregation. And this little short Jewish should rock the world. People, the key in the evidence that we've got is Philo. Philo Judaeus. Philo the Judean. He goes through the entire, he's very well educated, goes through the entire Septuagint, completely in Greek, never once says this is Hebrew, doesn't even bother to mention Hebrew, so much so that we don't even know if he thought that Hebrew existed. But he uses the Greek beautifully. He shows, demonstrates what is the Genesis. What is the Garden of Eden through the Greek? Why? 1st century BC. Because there was no Hebrew. The Bible is a Greek document. Philo Judaeus is the answer to the question of, did ancient Hebrew actually exist? Philo Judaeus says no, and shows us all the beauty of the original Greek architecture. People, if I had been reading this a while ago, it's a good thing I had my white pants on today, because if I had been reading this a while ago, I would have been plugging everybody's hole with this. Everyone's hole. People, let me just say this one more time. We have a 1st century BC author named Philo, which is a Greek name, not a Hebrew or Aramaic name. And Philo is this dude, this Judean, who is writing about the Septuagint and explaining what it is. He talks about the allegory. Allegory is a Greek word. Do you think there's any kind of word in that shit that they fabricated and called ancient Hebrew? Do you think that there's any allegory in that? No, they can't. You can't in a word, in a language with only 7,000 words. You can't go that far. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's in Greek. Right? Somebody's yelling, look, I'm reading, it's in the Greek. Oh, is that LH? LH, you rock. You rock, brother. So LH, just imagine, you know, you're sitting there. This is Inception. You're sitting there looking at these texts, and I'm watching you from a distance, right? And I know what is ahead of you. I know what I've seen there. I've been there, right? Yeah. Yeah, you can let LH. LH, you want to come on? Just bring him the fuck on. Let's do it, people. Why not? Right? Send them a link, right? Just don't. If you send it to everyone, they will come, and then we will have to crowd surf. People, I want to crowd surf. I really want to crowd surf. I hope there are enough. Excuse me? Yeah, probably. I hope there are enough people here. LH, you're getting check your email. People, I know it may get rough. I want you to make it so, right? This is a goddamn religious rock concert, right? That could possibly change the world. The spark is there, but you have to light it, and we have to all be fucking insane, right? We have to all be possessed. I'm going to love it. Grandma's going to love it. She finally gets to go out. You know what I mean? Leave everybody there. They're always making her do the dishes. This is for those of you who make your grandma do the dishes. Did I put my whip back? This is for you. Don't let your grandmother do dishes, you stupid punk. We haven't gotten a new whip yet, and it's kind of limp. Right, people? I broke my whip. I didn't think you could, but I did. have to get another one. Orion is on it. What the hell was that? Okay, fantastic. Here's what I need. Oh God, people were getting swamped with intelligence while we sit here. You think I'm kidding? People, who do you think that DA was in Los Angeles? Who was screaming about me ruining everything? Who do you think that was? Was he on the Israeli tourism board? I think he was. He's going to be on one of those trips. Right? Who got all the money for that? It's funny. Right? It's funny. They used to mock. Neil used to laugh. At how myth fishing would take your asses for money that he didn't need. I thought it was funny. Not you, Satanic Congregation, but for those people who were part of that cess, right? Where were you on the 6th? It never goes away. Did you think the devil was going to let you walk? No, it's the mirror. I told you, Neil, how to escape. I told you. Oh, God. Oh, people. It's amazing. He's probably going to swat us again. Let's go. LH isn't coming. LH, get your play. Okay, give some Greek here while LH decides whether or not he can come. Right? Oh, give me people. Look, pharmaceutical terms. Yummy, nummy. I told you, what else is coming out of the pharmaceutical industry besides the dyes they're baptizing with? Right? What other terminology is coming out? You know the word savior? Look at the first blue word. Soterios. Right? Those are those drugs that are salvific. God. Give me the next one. People, Savior. Jesus Christ, Savior. Right? What does this say? Right? Oh, God. What's coupled here? Salvation and drugs. Salvific drugs. Oh, my God. Next, Chewy. Next. People, just dive in. Just dive into this. Who the hell wrote this? Oh, this is what's his name? 2nd century Greek. We just covered him in the readings from Tyre. What the hell was his name? Oh, Magnus. They just call him Magnus. That's a stupid name. Look, Kai Erikson Eleutherias Athenaios Hybris Turano. Ah, the hell does that mean? Doesn't sound good. It means the tyrants, right? They introduced themselves upon the Athenians through sex acts against children. That's how hubristic are the ultra wealthy. You know what I'm talking about, the chosen, right? Because when you get that much money, you think that you're special. You do. Which one of them doesn't, right? Which one of them doesn't? Every once in a while, one of them doesn't. And that person becomes like a states leader, right? That's like Solon, right? The wealth didn't warp his mentality, right? The people we're talking about, the brothel, they've already started out in a warp zone, right? And that's why they do what they do. But they cannot stop the muse, right? They cannot. No. Disinspirationality sucks ass, people. Once you've been inspired, to be disinspired is the greatest punishment. It's the greatest punishment. No more big H for you. Ow. None of that good dope. It's all gone for you. Right? Do you see how it works? Hail Satan. That's the power of the poetry. If you want my opinion. Look at that bastard. Is he still with Katie Johnson? people, we're still who's in power. You know how Junius just said, what did Junius just say? We are, oh, here's LH. We are that unrest, people. We are that unrest, right? Just leave Katie Johnson up here because the guy's still a pervert. Go ahead, put LH up. Throw him up. LH, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Shit, I just caused an earthquake. God damn it. Ow. LH,
Yes, sir.
are you there? You gave me some kind of fit. I feel like I have some, I don't know what they would call it, fainting spells or something. Tell me something. You interviewed okay, I watched it myself live.
Yeah.
Right? So I saw what happened and he came on. God, he's so worked up. And let me tell you something. I am more aroused than ever by the time he gets on there, just knowing that there's all this stuff going on. And when he rips and tears and loses his shit, it's hilarious. It's comedic, and you handled it like a robot. You just keep bringing him back to the point. Bring him back to what about this and what about this? Yeah, I don't take it back. The drugs that you're dealing with, we wouldn't consider something like processed pitch that they're using on boats, but as a drug. But the industry does, and the language is from that industry. Right? It's coming from the drug industry, the pharmakeia. That is what is creating these terms. So you may not consider like resins. There's a whole section of Dioscorides just about resins, pine resin. How do you collect and then process and use pine resin? What the hell is it good for? Right? Well, you're going in some cases to Christ it. So that term Christing is coming from that industry. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, they're using the same form of application, but it's these people that are making the drugs. Or like you go to pharmacon in the lexicon and you go, okay, what word are we dealing with here? We go pharmacon, is it a drug or is it a medicine in this case, or is it a poison? And then you go through and you go, okay, what are we talking about in this case? And you pick which definition we're talking about. So if you're Christing or pitching something, you'd go, okay, we're rubbing, smearing on using this pharmacon in this case, but we're not talking about a drug on a body in this case. We're talking about on a boat, but it's still the same application.
Correct.
Okay.
It is a compound that has been synthesized within a technical craft. And that's where the vocabulary is coming from for Christing. And I just showed you could see Savior there, right? You didn't know that there were Savior drugs, right? Well, there are. You didn't know that there were, when you say gospel, the evangelion, you don't know that is the efficacy of the drug, right? But that's where the word comes from. So Jesus is drenched in enough of these cult terms that you really have to be a moron to miss it at this point. And I guess the thing that Neil wants is to be able to say, you're a liar. The thing is, I'm really not. I'm really not. You can even talk about Christing shit. Does it change the nature of what you're doing? No, the Christing is still from an industry that in this case is using feces, right? So it's when people have not been involved, and Neil hasn't been involved, he hasn't been involved at all, man. It smacks of something dark. What did you think?
They're trying to separate. They're trying to separate between Christ here and Christing here, and they're trying to make a distinction between the religion and Jesus, and then every other piece of literature in ancient Greek that we have that says the exact same thing.
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, You
The
can't
one thing-
fucking
the-
do that. You can't.
two things,
Why?
yeah.
Why are they doing that?
Because they're trying to protect the narrative that we've shown, that you've shown all of us, that we can read it all ourselves, says John 9:11. I can pull it up right now if you want. Go pull it up right now. John 9:11. Jesus epichrysted the man's eyes. Okay, how do you do that? He spat on the ground, mixed the earth and spit, and then epichrysted his eyes. And I just asked Grok, I put it in the Discord, I'm like, hey Grok, did Jesus Christ anyone? And it says no. And I go, hang on a minute, read this in John 9:11. It goes, oh, my bad. So we can't trust AI right now either.
No, yeah. It was only the AI in me is only like 60% accurate. And for some reason, people think I'm some dude who committed suicide a while ago, or like I transferred my identity. I promise you I'm not, right? Which is, I'm sure, what that dude would say, right? Why do you think, let's feast on this a little bit more. Why do you think Neil is so worked up? He's really hot for this whole thing, isn't he?
Well, I've seen people work like this before, and when they get exposed, that they start to, like a viper, they just lash out because that's all they can do. And I wanted to expose the two things that I wanted to expose two things about him in what I did with him on the weekend, which was, one, he misrepresented and lied about a scientific paper, which on the building of the pyramids, which you can all go see. He lied about it. He admitted it on my stream. And I wanted to show everyone how absolutely disgustingly poor at sight translating ancient Greek he was. With Mark 14:51-52, which we've all seen it a million times. And I wanted to show you how he reads that by sight. And honestly, I've got another video coming out on it because I wanted to break down exactly what he was doing. He misidentified a dative for a genitive. Okay, that is like level unit 1 shit. Okay, he missed a whole letter, an eta. He said sun koluthe. He missed sune koluthe. So he can't even read what he's reading in Greek. Okay, he's missing things, and he misidentified a dative as a genitive, which is the introductory level stuff in the textbook. So I'm like, this guy's telling us what Greek is and saying, you, sir, right here, Armin, 35 years of experience is a fraud, when he can't even fucking read the introductory level stuff.
Right. And that's what I thought was, I'm sitting in my own skin, just like shaking my head, because he's setting it up perfect just to show what he doesn't know. And that's what you're good at, LH, is you're good at grasping on to what can be proven and then just shaking your head like a pit bull or something. You know what I mean? So I was impressed at that. And I was impressed that he also admitted that you identified like something that he put in the text, right? Is that what he wrote something in? And
there's a scientific paper, and he wrote next to it, mortar in the core of the pyramids, and mortar equals terminus. I'm like, did you write this? And he goes, no. And he stood up and screamed at me. I'm like, bro, you wrote it. And he admitted that.
Yeah, it's something, I don't know. He's people, you just have to read that Bacchic energy. There's something about when you turn on what you know is reasoned, when you become desperate, when you have to prove something. That's when when you just sit there very cockily on reason and you're like, look, it'll all work out, right? There's somebody just this week approached me in my classes. LH, I don't know if you saw this, but they're going to be able to put me under a microscope and take apart every fucking thing I've ever said and tell us the accuracy. And do you know what I say? Awesome. That's exactly what we need. And then take those same AIs and shoot them out in text and say, show us the right. Bring us back the right from all the text that we've got. I think we're close to doing that. What are your plans for the future? Like, where do you see yourself going? Your channel is doing fabulous, right?
That's a big thanks to you as well, like bringing all this out to us, because like I said in one of my previous streams, like this, like as I grew up, everything was like Christian and going to school like this, Catholic, and then I found this and I'm like, holy shit, and then I could verify it for myself. So going forward, I've always been into ancient history, but seeing this level of history, because we always like watch the TV shows and you go, okay, this is interesting. But reading the actual language for itself is just like another level that gets beyond everything that I've ever experienced. Like reading what people were doing in that time, in that day, exactly as it was. Nothing around it, like saying a PhD needs to tell you this. You can read it for yourself. That's why my whole point for this is, yeah, you showed it to all of us, but everyone who's watching this can do it for yourself. If you check my channel, you go to I put all of the links in the descriptions of my channel. Go and do it all yourself. That's my number one goal now, telling everyone that we can all do this for ourselves. That's where I'm going to go.
I think that is the best message. Yeah, it is beautiful, Chewy. I think that's the best message. And look, it doesn't rely on me, right? Everything that I've said can be checked and you can go. And you know what? There's things that I haven't mentioned that are there to be investigated and uncovered. And once you start digging for yourself, you'll find shit that you'll bring to me and say, like, oh, did you know this? And I'll be like, oh, I never saw that one.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Right. Yeah. So that's, that's university. That's museum. Not so much university. That's museum. And so it's an honor to have you, LH, as part of the museum. And I think it's very noble. I think there are a lot of people. Are you single, LH?
Yeah.
Okay, people. Look, we finally have a dating objective. The devil told me, it was like, your show is boring if you got to include some romance. People, look at LH, right? Look at what he's done. Watch some of his work. LH, tell us a little bit about yourself, and things you like, and
things I like. Well, see, I go into the sports world because I grew up like in the sporting world, playing sport over here, like Australian football, and then I actually studied journalism. So that's where my like background in research and everything comes from, journalism. So I went into that side, and then I actually did some research and studies with actual sports teams. So like full-on sports teams. So I was doing fitness and all that training. So I've gym training, fitness studies, and then journalism, and then love ancient history as well. So that's like basically everything you need to know about me. I'm going to be watching the footy. I'll be studying Greek, and and that's about it right now.
Okay, Satanic congregation, I want some feedback. Right? Is this sexy or isn't it? Right? Look.
Oh yeah, and playing drums.
He's a musician on top of everything. Look at that. Look at that. Well-rounded, right? You couldn't have a better profile, I don't think. Right? It's even making me a little bit aroused. I appreciate that. No direct, nothing coming to you, but right, I think you're at the top, LH. And in all seriousness, ladies, get in touch if you want. But in all seriousness, just email. In all seriousness, you have a gift of bringing this kind of rapid fire of the exact, reason, right? You're just saying, look, A plus B equals C. That's all. Just look, it lines up. And you cut through any sort of, argumentation. And I like that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right. And what are these? Chewy, the artwork is starting. LH, what do you think about you know what? You can be one of the first people to give us feedback because you have a character in this whole show. What do you think of your character? Put it up there again. Let him critique. Okay, forget here what's going on. This is
yeah. No. But the first time I saw that, when you did that breakdown of my video on Christing with Myth Vision and all that, when I first saw that robot, I was like, oh, that's perfect. And you guys talk about Star Wars all the time. I love Star Wars too. So I was like, this is awesome. I love this. This is a perfect character.
Good. I'm glad you like it. You're very honorable. And you've got a big fan base too, because people write to me and say how good you are. So if they're contacting me about you, then you should know that your work is reaching people. So
I think that's to you as well. And also the way that the ancient Greek textbook, the textbook works and how to learn it, because I think that's how my mind works. Because when you're saying, okay, well, you got to learn how the cases work. So you go, okay, nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, and then os, oo, oi, on. So I'm like, once you got, as you said, you got to make those mental slots, and then once that locks in, it's just there. And I'm like, okay, that's why I could call it with when I was on with Gnostic, saying, hey, that's the wrong thing, and it was like os, oo, oi, on. You got to call that one. So I think that's the way my mind works, so it's easier for me to understand Greek.
You must have a quick processor in your brain. Are you like? Did your parents?
I'm a rote learner, so I sit there for hours and hours and hours, lock it in, and then it's there.
Oh God, that's okay. Are you an artist by any chance? I know you're a musician. Are you? Do you like?
No, not really. It's like I worked this out back when I was in school because my the study techniques they gave us in high school, it was just completely. I had no idea. It wasn't working for me. So when we were doing essays and everything, I would just take a giant chunk, break it down into little sentences, and then word by word, and then just go one word, clicks off a whole paragraph, next word, whole paragraph, and it just breaks it down. That's how my mind works.
Good. Okay. Wow. That's fantastic. You're some kind of superhero or something. Then maybe that's why you. No, maybe that's why you gun them so quickly. I'm gonna watch next time. You know what? I'm gonna watch. Maybe again or next time. What are you going to do in the future? What's on your plate?
I've got a couple of videos I want to look into with Bettany Hughes. You know the she's awesome on ancient history and stuff. The one I used when she was talking about pharmacon is drugs, and I used it to make additional to your work. She was talking about the priestesses using drugs in caves in the Minoans, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I want to look at that. And then go on a few other things on that as well, and then see what else. Like it just comes to me, like you see the sources, and I'm like, okay, let me go through this source. I haven't seen this one, and then just pull up. Okay, what can I bring out of that? How can I connect that to the work you've shown us all, and then bring it all together?
Yeah, like a graduate student working on your degree, right? That's gorgeous. You with some grand dissertation. You know, you're gonna have to come out of this with some kind of grand dissertation. Maybe that's the work, but the artistic side of it. I mean, I know your show is your work too, right? So that's why kind of why I'm asking, what kind of direction do you see yourself going? Like you've got this base of knowledge now. You've taken down people who are trying to say, no, you don't know what you're talking about. And now what? Like, are you going to...
Okay. When you revealed that, okay, pharmacon is drugs and it's talking about Christing drugs, the ancient Greek texts are talking about Christing, rubbing and smearing with psychedelic drugs. Now, psychedelics came to me through when my grandmother died in 2013. Like, I think we've all had these experiences where we go into super deep depression or we go into whatever. And then psychedelics brought me out of that. So when I've been focusing on psychedelics for, over 10 years now. And then when you brought this to me in the ancient Greek text, I'm like, okay, so I kind of want to focus on the drug side of it and how the psychedelics were used in antiquity to not just get us out of these depressions and stuff, but how they were used to just create society, basically, what it looks like in ancient Greece.
Yeah, genius. Yeah, I think that's the dissertation you've got. That's and that's not like, that's just something the university identified and grabbed onto, that in artistic people or scientific people who are productive, they're going to produce some kind of great research work. And that's what you've already got going in your noggin. So you're years ahead of your time, but maybe you're supposed to get this done fast. I want to help you with the drug side of that and where to find that stuff. But you know, you've got the tools now with TLG. You can use TLG, can't you?
Yep. Yeah, it's online now. You couldn't do it online before, but everyone now, you can pay an online, like it's $150 and just get the TLG. You can look up anything you want, basically.
Good. So you should start farming that area. You should start farming that area. You know how Madalena is looking into orgasm, right? Go to the word in Greek, right? And look at it, and it's going to shock you. It's going to be, so find all those references. Madalena needs to find all of those references to orgasm everywhere they are. And She needs to do what you need to do. You need to look at what is ecstasy, right? And there are authors like Philo who define for us what these terms are. What is the difference between enthusiasm and ecstasy, right? Julius Pollux is a grammarian, and he talks about what are the fine differences between these different types of mania. Right? So I think you, like Madalena, would benefit from jumping into the mental processes. How do you treat depression? You're going to be using drugs to treat depression, right? So you've been through it, right? You ought to just find the links to the mushrooms and the depression, psychological issues. That all that stuff is there. Nobody has researched that stuff, LH.
That's the crazy thing. Like, I couldn't believe it when I saw your first one of Danny Jones. I'm like, okay, let me check all this stuff for myself because that's my research mind. And then when I found that episode on Cleopatra, I don't think people understand how. For me, I don't know if people understand. When I saw a PhD scholar talk about Cleopatra saying we don't know how she applied the poison, I'm like, hang on, I just read two sources in ancient Greek, one in ancient Greek and one in Latin that says how she did it. Now, you don't say that's how we know it for sure, but you say, okay, we have a source that says this. And she didn't even do that. I'm like, so do they not know, or do they know and they're not telling us? Because I can do it myself. So how come these PhDs can't?
I think I'm going to say, I'm betting it's because of incompetence, not purposeful obfuscation. Right? Because when I got into the field and I realized you're basically one of just a couple of people in the world that is doing this. Nobody reads the medical stuff, pharmacological stuff. Nobody fucking read that stuff. Right? Are you kidding? Right? Look at Philuminous, right? Look at him. He's sitting there. That thing's still... Right? Look, it's a great work, but nobody's going to know that at a university. It's not their fields. Did you notice that the guy that, oh God, why it's Gollum? Now all I can remember, right, Bart. The Bart Ehrman was so ill prepared with the Greek that he didn't know if there was Christing before the Septuagint.
That was
right. Like, what?
Yeah.
Right. Like, you know what that means? That means you don't read a lot of Greek.
He had never read it. Yeah.
Right. Right. It just means you don't read a lot of Greek. You just don't. I'm sorry. Thank you, friend. But LH, that's how the entire discipline is. So how are you gonna, Neil and his group and Myth Vision, those people all promote academics to come on and say a lot of the times what is complete bullshit because they don't actually go to these texts. They don't. Right. So you tell me, what do we do? Do we smash down the doors of academia? What do we do?
We need to get pharmacologists who are interested in history and show them these texts and to be like, hey, how many people actually study pharmacology and history? Like,
I could tell you of not very many. Right now in classics, I've seen only what may be one dissertation that was pharmacological. So I don't know, maybe there's probably 4 or 5 times that, 5 or 6 people, maybe.
Jesus Christ.
Working on that right now.
Yeah.
Right. Galen, people just started studying Galen. Right. And I gave an interview to a classicist down in Argentina, and she didn't publish the interview because everything that I told her was from sources that they don't read. So she can't verify it.
Yeah.
Right. And do you know what that means? That means she doesn't read a lot of Greek. Right. If you can't verify something, here, send me the fucking quotes. I'll verify.
Yeah.
Right? You don't even have to tell me who this is written by. Let me guess. And let me guess the fucking century.
Yep.
Right? That's what I'm talking about for performance. And to watch Neil sit there and be like, oh, then he lied. He must have lied. He must have lied. No, listen, you insurrectionist meathead. No, you're way out of your league. And guys like LH and Madalena are showing you, Josh are showing you, right? So if you have any future interaction, do you think that you'll deal with the brothel again?
I don't have any desire to at all. Like I really wanted to get those two things out the way. Show you he cannot read Greek and he's full of shit, and show you that he misrepresented scientific papers. So these are the two best, I believe, two best pieces of evidence to show you who he is. He lies about evidence and he can't read.
Yeah. Now find out your place in the front, at the front here. Use that skill, because you've got robot fucking awesome skill at shooting people down. And hey, LH, I'm telling you, I got a lot of comments telling me, oh, finally, here comes someone who just processes the information Amin is giving and cuts out all the theatrics.
I get that a lot too, yeah.
Right? You get that? So look, take that serious. When I see that, I take it very serious. Right? And
don't stop the theatrics though. I enjoy it. I love watching that shit though. It's awesome.
Right. I listen to what people say when they say that, and it gives me a source in the late hours of the night in the darkness to find them in their dreams and to do things to them. They don't realize how it's going to affect them in the long run, but for me, it gives me exquisite joy. I think that your skill and talent now should be put to use in the Vanguard. So, however, once you figure out where and what that is, plug in. And I need to start tutoring you in ancient Greek. Yep. So, you should start coming to the dojo. Things are going to get a little bit shaky right here before the concert because I'm working up and doing things that I need to do to get ready. So once we're done with the concerts, I want you as a student, and I want you to.
That's what I wanted to focus on before Dallas, because if I want to come to Dallas next year, so I want to, for the next few months after that, I want to focus on going through 4, 5, 6 all the way through as much as I can.
Good. Let's do it in November.
Okay, perfect.
October, November, somewhere in that range. Let's do it. And a month, just 4 weeks of you and I working together. That would be fantastic. It would be gorgeous. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. LH, thanks for coming. Everybody who thanks LH is the cat's meow. Please feel free to, what? He's got email too. Just bother him.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for showing us all this. Everyone, we can do it ourselves. Go do it. We can. People, you see how considerate LH is? Look, you see how considerate it is? Surely in the satanic congregation, there is someone who finds LH to be that wonderful guardian of righteousness. You know what I mean? That superhero. That robot of destruction, programmed righteous destruction. Seriously, people, bother him on his channel. And if you think that he is cat's meow, please send it to him. Here, show him LH's channel for goodness sake. And I'm going to do a couple more Greek phrases and then a couple of things I brought that I want to show you. Just a couple of minutes worth. People, there he is. Go find him. Look, request things. You know what I mean? Charge in there, satanic congregation. People are already. Thank you, sir. Thank you, LH. Beautiful job. Give me a couple of Greek slides here. I want to stop us with the. Oh, look at this, people. Oh, no, give me the one after that. Actually, it's the real. No, actually, the one before that. People, when I tell you things after that, that one,
People, when I tell you things and I promise you that they're real, I just want you to see every once in a while. I got to show you. You know what I mean? When you were talking about plastering stuff, right? When you're talking about adding, are you talking about the pharmaceutical industry? People will say, no, no, you're not. You're talking about pitch and you're talking about fresco shit that you're spreading on a wall. People, implastone, with or without the pharmacon. That is, the pharmacon can be implied. Do you understand? The pharmacon bears weight with this word. That is what the lexicon is identifying. When you're using this word, you don't have to have the pharmacon illicitly stated for it to be understood. Do you understand that? Some meathead got on there and said he doesn't know how to use the lexicon after I've been using one through a PhD for 35 plus years. How many years is it? I think it's getting closer to 37, is it? Oh, God, I don't remember. It was 1307. People, by the way, to that reporter, Darren, to that reporter, I know you're writing your article. To that writer, I should say. He's a writer. To the writer, Darren, who's writing, right? The dead girl. Oh, God. The dead girl. I was just going to tell him, but no, I'm not going to tell him. Go. People know that's what happens. Go to 1331, Darren. Go to 1331. I'm not making shit up, man. Let's go to the text again. That was gorgeous. And people, let's just relish some of this gorgeous Greek. Give me. People, look. After that, go to the next one. Here's the asphaltos, right? That's something you process, drug you process, right? Something you wouldn't consider today part of the pharmaceutical industry, but that's because you're the modern world. Go back to it. People, and how do I know this? Look at where the sources are from. Where are the sources? Do you see what's in blue there? Galen. Why do you think I know this shit? Why do you think I know it? Because I've read the authors who talk about it, right? Whew. Diascorides. God, give me the next. Here, people, what is the, I want to bring you a little juiciness. People, oh God. Are we Christing here? I don't know why, right? I don't know why I brought this, but we're dressing up with the purple and we're Christing that moron. People, when Jesus is involved in the Christing and Mary Magdalene's drug, right? It's so expensive. So expensive. Why do you think that drug was so goddamn expensive? For those of you who are trying to figure out what was going on behind the scenes with Mary Magdalene, you can know that she was well funded, not with the coin, but with the drugs. Right? There is wealth in this ancient drug mystery. There's wealth. Oh, God, people are going to be thinking about is there wealth in what's the modern industry? It's just rape, right? It's just child rape with these people, right? Wealth and child rape. Is the child rapist still on the throne? I think he is. People, what do you need? You need the fool to call it out as it is. And that's where the resistance is. Look at here, the Sphinx. Do you know what the Sphinx is? That form that Joe is in love with and pulling through the portal. That Sphinx is part of that Bacchic satanic chorus. She is that satyr. She is that play that involves those satyrs. Who else are we talking about? Keep her up there. Who else? Give me the next one. People, another lady for you. Her name's Kirke. right? And this, we're going to look at plays about her. We're going to look at satyr plays. We're going to look at the queen of the Bacchic revel. What? Give me the next one. Who is this woman? Who is this woman, people? Orithwia. Orithwia. Who is she? Oh, she's connected. She's connected, one of those divine priestesses. Oh, God. And what happens? You know what happens to her. She gets raped. People, over and over and over again. Did you know the Athenians started thinking about democracy because all the fucking child rape? Did you know that? The journalist asked me, are you for the sexualization of children? Absolutely fucking not. You protect the virgin, you dumbass. That's how you get democracy. You have to protect. You have to guard, dumbass. What do you do with the people? Do you support the people? Chewy, this is what gets me about Neil. He supported a dude. Show that picture. He supported it. Did you just show my fucking email? Did you? I thought you did. Oh, God. My life flashed in front of my eyes. They're going to know everything about my late auto insurance. People, the final thing I will bother myself with as I go into the season of my punk birth, the final thing I will bother myself from the brothel, it will be the ending chapter of my interest in the brothel for the Ion. Do you understand? It'll be the last thing that we do. The very last thing that we do. Where is the justice? Where is the justice? You and I, Satanic Congregation, have lived in a world that has abandoned justice. My fellow Americans, we have lived through an insurrection and the following overthrow of the Constitution. We have watched it, and we have watched it carried out by people whose greed compels them. There is no purity if there is no purification. This is the Bacchic mirror, and you are an insurrectionist. Do you understand? It's time to move on. Just a little bit in your brain. Let's go, Chewy, to a nice exit. By the way, Chewy is going to get on some work that involves, as soon as she's done with the movie, some work that involves Teddy Bass. And I want people to realize that Teddy Bass is still there, even though we're talking about other music. And I have other people who are coming up with music who need to be featured. Do you understand? So Teddy Bass will be coming up with some of his music, working with Chewy. So, anywho, wanted people to know that's coming, and I hope Teddy can come out to the concerts. Oh, God. Satanic Congregation, this is a great, great night. I feel that we've been able to do something that should just be a gift to certain people who deserve it. And I don't think I've rated such a fucking gift. So thank you from me to the Muse. May Nemesis recognize that I understand what a beautiful thing is being given to me and to you, to Chewy and to everybody. Thank you, Satanic Congregation, for coming. I'll see some of you tomorrow in class. And Friday, we may have to bend the rules and put off Friday. Yeah, and Chewy's got some editing. So people, thank you for coming tonight. Hail Satan.
Stirring the red sauce gravy, sleigh bells ringing. Let the good times roll, fashion gibbets. Apply paint to the road, wicked Tony Tone. Fantastico, satanico, flavorful. Turning up the heat, this place is lit like fire. Stirring up the tomato sauce to die for. If they can't produce the orphans, crucify the lot of them. By order of the dragon, get this place cooking. Death Star overkill with Deathlock the Demolisher. Dead can dance macabre.
Sophia the snake, stay up late. Do you like balloons? Violet silk, Satan venom, sweet taste. Have a drop or two.
420 loves you.